I want to comment on the Russian Victory Day parade in Moscow, in Russia, attended by a bunch of leaders, including China. The idea is, and there is a lot of sympathy in the Western states for this. What happened in the 1940s was that the Soviet Union saved Europe from the specter of fascism and National Socialism, and that was a good thing. In fact, what happened was the Soviet Union invaded half of the European continent. A total of 62 million people were exterminated in the Soviet Union itself. Millions more in the variety of European states, which were simply awarded by the Allies to the Soviets. That included a new version of Poland, the entire Baltic region, half of Germany, Little Hungary, the Hungarian cluster, Transylvania, Romania, Bulgaria, all the way down to the Balkans. I would venture to say that if the Axis won this war, fewer people in the Soviet Union or anywhere else in Europe would have had to die than with Stalin winning and being awarded half of Europe, not to mention the destruction of the war itself. It should be mentioned that as bad as some elements of the Waffen-SS and even the Wehrmacht were, the Red Army was at least 5 times more cruel. They would torture to death the house pets of people in various European countries. In fact, during the partition of Poland, this was well before the German incursion into the Soviet Union. They slaughtered Poles as soon as they arrived. They would rape people to death between the ages of 4 and 84. To celebrate this is really highly hypocritical. Not to mention that leaders like the Chinese leader, himself a mass murderer, coming from a country, communist regime, which is credited with the murder of 60 million people. That's 60 million people. These people are gathering in Moscow to celebrate what?